So, I usually don't like talking about no bullshit. He's very low hanging fruit. He is incomprehensibly stupid. He is racist. He is homophobic. He is sexist. He is transphobic. He is all of these things. And I just don't like covering him, okay? Because I've already covered him quite a few times just because it's, like, so easy. And I don't want to give the impression that I, like, care a significant amount about no bullshit. I really don't. I think he's losing his relevancy. He's considered a joke by most people in the anti-SJW slash alt-right community. Like, yeah, even like on the doxing sites and shit in the alt-right forums, even they hate him and dox him and stuff. So it's like, this guy isn't very important, but apparently he made a really bad video, like all of his other videos, on transgender people, and you guys wanted me to watch it. It's called Transgender Actors Beg for Work. So, let's watch this shit.
Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we're taking a look at a video from Screen Crush called #ProudToBe, Why Hollywood Needs Trans Actors. Let's check it out.
Dear Hollywood,
Hey, it's us.
Trans, gender nonconforming, and non-binary people.
we need to talk.
We've needed to talk for a long time.
Are you sure it's been that long? Because it's June 2017, current year, and people on the internet won't shut the hell up about transgenders nowadays. Hell, Caitlyn Jenner came out 2 fucking years ago, and we still haven't heard the end of it. In fact, Caitlyn even won Woman of the Year. That's right, even men are better at being women than women are. But I digress. But with all this
Okay. That was, that's where we're starting, huh? Whew. Wow, okay. So, something you might have noticed there is that, he said a lot of words without actually saying anything. Like, nothing came out there. But cool, alright.
hoopla and trans...
Mind you, he denies that he's transphobic. He denies it. He says he's not, yet, says that trans women are men. Cool.
genders all over the TV and internet, I think they're pretty well represented, especially for a group that's only 0.5% of the country. Yeah, I think transgenders are talked about plenty. Too much, probably.
Why is...
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. So 1% of the country. Population of the United States. Also, there is the entire world. Okay, 327.2 million. So let's divide that. 327, actually divided by 100. Divided by 307.2 million. Let's see how many people that is. That's 3%. Oh, no, never mind. We wanted to do it the other way around. Damn it. Okay. And that is still 3,272,000. So, how much is it? 2,200,000. Oh, let's see the full thing. I hate that they don't just put it out. 3,272,000. Something around this. Okay. Divided by 2. That is still an estimated 1,636 people in America. Estimated. Probably more than that. That's still a lot of fucking people in America alone. Also known as 1.6 million. Shut the fuck up, Chad. I'll ban your ass. Can cis people just stop calling us transgenders? It's trans people. Stalking fan, I know. But no bullshit is a transphobe.
So obsessed with us.
I will
I mean,
go, bro.
I get it. We are fascinating.
But you know we're real people, right? We're not all serial killers and hookers.
And even if we were, we could be like, Dexter, a pretty woman.
But we're also lawyers, doctors, and teachers.
And actors.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call strawman here right off the bat. No one thinks transgenders are not real people. No one is saying they're all deviants and murderers, although some are. So, Screen Crush...
That no bullshit just said I'm being strawmanned. No one's saying that. Then said that and strawmanned their argument at the same time.
Crush, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
For many young or closeted trans people, film and television is the first or only time that they see themselves.
In 2015, guess how many trans characters appeared in major studio films?
1.
And she was just something to laugh at.
Well, I'm not sure what you guys mean by major studio films. That's a little vague, but I'm gonna guess you mean the biggest and most popular studio films. Now, depending on how many films they considered and how many parts were in those films, having one transgender in there could be totally normal. Again, trans trenders are only 0.5% of the population, so that means if these
Did you just say trans trenders? God damn.
parts were representing our society, which is what movies do, well, that means there would be realistically only one trans person for every 200 movies.
Wait, what?
Transgender in there could be totally normal. Again, trans trenders are only 0.5% of the population, so that means if these parts were representing our society, which is what movies do, well, that means there would be realistically only one trans person for every 200 movie roles. And that's how
That's not how trans people work, you fucking dumbass. That's not how movies work. That's not how anything works, you fucking impotent fucking... Oh, God! Holy shit. Okay. In case you weren't aware, the job of movies is not to accurately portray society, believe it or not. That's not what the job of movies are. That is probably the dumbest idea I've ever... Like, the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. Holy shit. Okay, so, no bullshit. People like no bullshit, conservatives in general, really, they kill art critique. They kill art. Art critique and art, you know, games, movies, things like that, they're killing it. They're killing that industry because of their zero-dimensional view of art and their zero-dimensional ability to critique art. It's actually disgusting how much they butcher anything relating, like anything like a nuanced argument, like what's being made in this video, anything having to do with fucking movies and art, just of all kinds. And of course, this is what he believes movies and stuff are for. So amazing.
sounds pretty fair to me, but I know this video we're watching is all pro-LGBT, liberal propaganda, and all that bullshit, so that's why they're implying
Pro-LGBT liberal propaganda bullshit. Well, you heard it here first, folks. No bullshit hates LGBT people.
that one trans role is horribly underrepresenting them, even though it's not.
In the same year, only 16% of Americans knew a trans person.
The remaining 84%
You learn about us the same way we do.
We're mocked,
Our bodies are shamed.
were made into villains.
reduced to plot twists and punchlines.
We're even erased from our own history. Imagine if this is all you saw of yourself.
It's no wonder
It's true. Everything they're saying here is true. It really is.
you're scared of us.
No, we're scared of you because most trans people look like creepy imitations of the gender they're transitioning to. I'm sorry.
I know at the beginning of the video, I said this couldn't be that bad. I said this couldn't be worth it. I was wrong. I stand corrected. He went mask off.
I'm sorry to be harsh here, but like 90% of trans people I've seen, they don't look that appealing, and they definitely don't look like these well-done, gender-passing trans people in this video. They clearly cherry-picked the best ones they could find for this. And even when doing that, they still included people like this and this. Just disgusting. Now back to these movies they mentioned, which are ones that actually do have trans people, but they still complain about it because it's never good enough. These special snowflakes are so sensitive, you can't even make one tranny joke. This just proves to me that these types of people, these people that want affirmative action things like trans people in the movies, PC liberals like this will never be happy. First they say it's not enough parts, then they say it's not the right parts. Hell, they'd make every goddamn person in the whole movie industry trans, if they had their way.
When there is a positive trans
I don't...
character
Do I need to say anything? This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
on screen,
He can't not say it either. Oh, God. Yeah, I know, Chad.
who gets the part?
Not us!
Why you gotta play us like that?
It seems like an awful lot of the good parts were played by white, cis men.
You noticed that too?
In case you were wondering if
Oh, no bullshit's about to get triggered. Oh, fuck.
these douches were SJWs or not, here's the definition of cisgender. They're made up word to try and put down straight people. We are
Cisgender. The made-up word made to put down straight people. We're only 4 minutes out of 15 in. We're only 4 minutes in.
Literally in an age where being straight or even white, that's gonna get you shunned.
Hey, we're not saying cis people can't play trans parts. Just
By what? 0.5% of the population? No bullshit? I thought that was insignificant.
that right now in this culture, there are consequences.
Bad ones.
So you are saying cis people can't play trans. I guess now these guys can check off being a hypocrite on their SJW to-do list.
Especially for trans women who are often killed by straight male partners.
I fear that it's somehow less straight to be with them.
Wait a second there. What? What the fuck does that mean? Let me get this straight.
We're talking about the transpanic defense.
Puns. Okay, so straight people can't play trans characters because there's bad consequences, like trans women who often get killed by their straight male partners. What?
How is he so fucking stupid? Oh my god, it's like his brain is the fuck. It's like when you're in fucking science class in high school and you dissect like a pig's brain or something in class, and they get it out of the jar of formaldehyde and you dissect it. His brain was soaked in formaldehyde for months, and then when he was constructed, because he was made out of like bags of meat. When you look at him, he looks like he was made out of pubic hair and bags of salami, and they put like the formaldehyde pig brain into his head. That's what he's working with right now. This is what No Bullshit has in his fucking cranial space.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Trans women getting killed by their partners is not because straight people are playing trans people on TV. You fucking idiots. This is so goddamn ridiculous. If trans
No Bullshit calling somebody an idiot.
women are getting killed by their partners at alarming rates, I would say it might be their fault for picking horrible people to date. I mean, people don't just become murderers out of nowhere. There's usually a few signs leading up to it. So no, this is just silly. The only consequence of a straight person playing trans is that role didn't go to someone else. And clearly these trannies want the part to go to them. That's the real...
He can't not say it. It's like... What do I say? He's saying it's their fault they're murdered. You know, women gets raped, their fault they got raped. Shouldn't have worn something so revealing, huh? What do I say?
qualm here. These creepers are begging for work, and they have the balls, or no balls, I'm really not sure, I guess it depends. Well, they have the metaphorical balls to say that if you don't cast more trans people, well, then people are going to get murdered. What a despicable and exploitive strategy. No wonder Screen Crush disabled their comment section. This is embarrassing.
A belief that is created and maintained, in no small part, by men playing us.
But when you see a trans woman off screen, she is still a woman.
This is not a costume.
And yet, I have lost parts written for trans women to men because I don't look trans enough.
Or maybe you lost the parts because, and I can air quote too, maybe it's because you can't act well enough. I think that's the real reason these actors can't get work. They're all a bunch of ugly, weird-looking fucks who can't act their way out of a paper bag. But instead of trying to act better or maybe admitting their faults and having some humility, no, these trannies are going to blame their lack of talent and work on racism. Or wait, sexism. No, try again. It's because everyone's transphobic, I guess. That's the ticket.
Me too. When cis people play trans parts, they're focused on playing trans.
When we play a trans role, we play the character.
The story.
Which makes for a better performance.
No, it doesn't.
True.
Just because you're
True. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, the first movie, is a good example of this.
Trans doesn't mean your performance as a trans character is any better. I mean, sure, you could have lots of insight and you know personally how to act trans, but there's plenty of professional actors who can act trans too, and they can get better performances. This is like saying a real cop should be playing a cop character on a TV show because it will make a better performance.
Not.
Except
this is like saying, oh god, okay. So this would be like better yet because being trans is an identity, not a job. In a better comparison to make would be like, this is a movie. Let's say there's a movie about a black person in slavery times in the United States, all right? And let's say they reboot Roots, all right? The story, Roots, you know, written by the guy that has the same name as me. Let's say Roots got rebooted, and they made Kunta Kinte white. Just cast a white guy to play Kunta Kinte. Just imagine they did that. Just let that stew in your brain for a second. Imagine they did that. That's the comparison, essentially.
Eddie Murphy was never a cop, and he successfully helmed the Beverly Hills Cop franchise. And Bruce Willis played a cop in the legendary Die Hard series. But for some stupid reason, according to this tranny logic, a real cop would have been better in these movies because
Not say it.
reasons.
And look, we know the arguments.
There aren't any big trans names.
Y'all need to put us in small parts.
Nurse 3? Totally in my range.
We can play aliens,
Wizards,
Vulcans.
I want to be a Jedi.
This is my favorite part of all. I love how they start listing movie roles they want one day. Like they're these little kids picking out Halloween costumes. Or more accurately, they're actors picking out some of the biggest and most profitable parts in the business. Which of course they want. Who wouldn't want to be a Jedi?
Who wouldn't want to be a Jedi, but you sound like a child for wanting to be a Jedi? Aliens, wizards, Vulcans, are these like the biggest parts in movies? Like the only one here is Jedi that you could even make this
Make millions of dollars. And that's why it's so hard to get a part in a movie like Star Wars. Literally millions of people are vying for those parts. The Jedis, Vulcans, and wizards are hot commodities. And that's the real reason why there aren't many trans people in these parts. Because there just aren't that many trans people. It's not because people are sexist or transphobic or whatever. It's just simple fucking math and probability. There's around 1 million trans people in America, which has a population of over 300 million. That's how we get the 0.5% that are trans. And you can assume that 0.5% of actors are trans too, when you add it all up. So that means it makes
No, you can't. That's not true at all. Wait, let's actually see the actual percentage of trans actors. Percentage of trans actors. Let's see. What do we have? 13 trans actors to follow instead of Scarlett Johansson. So we've got Laverne Cox, Tracy Lysette, Alexandra Billings, Jen Richards, Jamie Clayton, Angelica Ross, India Moore, Ian Harvey, Elliot Fletcher, Brian Michael Smith. Wait, Brian Michael Smith is trans? Interesting. Janet Mock, Candace Kane, Chaz Bono. Bono? I don't know. Caitlyn Jenner, Alexandra Gray, Maya Taylor, Rebecca Root, Jake Graff, Silas Howard. Big ol' list here. You can Google it. Don't know how many of these people are B-movie actors. A lot of them seem like these are like professional photo shoots, so who knows? Maybe there's more trans actors in Hollywood than 0.5%. That would be pretty interesting. But no, that's not how movies work. We already talked about this.
Absolute sense why there aren't many trans Jedis, because there's way more straight people to compete for the parts. It's like these trannies are just ignoring the numbers and the reality of the situation, and they're just saying everyone's transphobic, so they can virtue signal and try to squeeze themselves into Star Wars movies. Fucking pathetic.
Then we can graduate to those recurring roles, and eventually those coveted leads.
Work, Laverne.
How about just anything that isn't a coming out story?
Oh my god, what's the obsession with transition?
Imagine if all the movies in the theater were coming-of-age stories.
That's what it's like for us.
Again, they're really pushing it. First, it's not enough parts. Then it's not the right parts. Next, it will be they want 25% of the parts played by trans. Then it's 50. Hell, they'll go all the way to 100 if you let them. These guys are like fucking Nazis, I swear to God. And forgive me for...
Yeah, no bullshit. Why are you calling everybody you disagree with a Nazi? He can't stop saying it. He can't. He actually can't stop saying it.
We're using the SJW reference here, but they're like Nazis because if you give them an inch, they take a mile. Then they invade Poland and bomb England. I've seen it 100 times.
This is why it's not enough.
Mind you, chat, all he says is invade Poland and bomb England, because those are the only bad things the Nazis did.
Just to have trans actors.
We need trans writers,
Producers.
And directors.
Craft services. Really, girl? What? I eat a lot.
You see? Let's make everyone trans, guys. Because reasons.
you have the power to
It's
educate,
not saying make everyone trans, being more inclusive.
To change minds
Shape public opinion.
and open hearts.
There it is. They said educate yourselves, guys. You can't forget that SJW buzzword.
So we need you to show us.
Educate yourselves is an SJW buzzword? I'll accept it, yeah. Yeah, educate yourself. SJW buzzword. Mm-hmm.
As we really are.
Well, ironically, you really are a man. It's a man, baby.
That ain't no woman. It's a man.
Feels weird, man. That's all I want to see. Just feels weird, man. That's all I want to see in chat. That's all I want to see. I know, and that scene in Austin Powers had nothing to do with trans people, too. I know. Oh, wrong button. Okay.
Tell our stories with the creativity,
dignity,
humor, and depth that make us real people.
Let us help you tell those stories.
Or better yet, help us tell them ourselves.
and then put us in them.
And in everything else.
in all kinds of parts.
Yes, you'll be giving us a job.
God damn, this is so cringy. Can you imagine if another group tried to do this shit? Like, hey guys, make us rich. Cast us in parts we didn't earn or deserve. This is just a big cash grab for them. They don't give a shit about trans rights. They're just using their trans shit to get popularity and fame. It's sad. I bet half these losers are trans trenders, just jumping onto the bandwagon.
And I thank you for that.
Wait, what? He keeps interchanging the term trans. He can't not use the T slur. He keeps interchanging transgender and trans trender. So he said that 0.5% of the population is transgender. Then he said 0.5 of the population is trans trender. Is there a difference in his mind? He's just spouting like fucking right-wing buzzwords. Like he's spouting the actual buzzwords here.
But you'll also be making the world a little bit safer.
For an intensely maligned,
Underrepresented,
And vulnerable population.
So you can feel good about that.
I love how they keep trying to make this about safety too. No, it's not about these actors wanting money and fame. It's about safety, guys. Because they are saying if you don't hire them, more trannies will get killed by their psycho boyfriends. What? Like, what the fuck? How does that make sense? In what world am I living in?
And you'll love having us on set.
We have the best stories.
That's funny because by the looks of these two monsters, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near them, let alone...
He can't not. Like, what do you want me to say? If you're watching, okay, if you're watching this and you're not transphobic, I don't know what to say. There's just nothing I need to say.
work with them intimately on a movie production. I mean, seriously, they say they're not getting hired because they're trannies. Well, I say it's because you're old, ugly, gross, and annoying, quite frankly. And I do not want to hear your stories. Ugh, Jesus. Just thinking of all the weird shit you've done is gonna give me nightmares.
bottom line,
When you include us at every stage of the process,
It makes the work better.
It's a win-win.
so Hollywood,
we're here, and we are so ready.
Yeah,
You
I think
versus no bullshit, who would win? Like what, in a fight? Probably me. I'm gonna be honest, no bullshit looks slow. Could probably get behind him and rear naked choke his ass pretty easy. I don't think he can turn very quick. Probably has a turn radius of a fucking semi-truck. Keck W. Holy shit. Well, that was probably the worst video I've seen by No Bullshit, and if I see you guys, if anyone sends me another No Bullshit video ever again, I'll ban you permanently. I never want to see another one of his videos for the rest of my life.